Greetings! My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. Welcome back to Sunless Sea. So yeah, last time we did all that stuff in Iraq to reclaim the propagandist. Not to bring him back into the fold. He never left. Oh yeah, and there's some stuff in Gator's board. Anyways, next stop, Port Cornelian. This should be very quick, which is good because there's some stuff in Gator's Moor that I'm very certain is quite important, or quite long in the storyline. The pirate boat for polydream stuff. The reason why I'm playing this today, this specifically, is because I had a lovely time. I had a lovely swim recently. It's quite nice. Man, it reminded me of this game vaguely. I wish I had gills, you know? Ow. That way I could just stay underwater indefinitely. Not forever, mind. Just obviously I wouldn't be able to use the computer in that case, but yeah. Damn it, I need zoot and linen. Shit. Okay, but I'll tell her the guy's fate. She deserves to know the truth, coral and all. The unvarnished truth. She listens quietly as you tell her of the crumbling, sealed church of Low Barnet, of her husband's lowly status and humble duties, of the slow infestation of coral, crawling over his limbs, his torso, his cheek. She stands abruptly. "Excuse me, you magnificent bastard," she says, and leaves the room. A while later, a servant arrives to escort you out. "The mistress hopes you will forgive her, and will be happy to receive you on another evening, you magnificent bastard. But for now, she isn't disposed." Yeah. I just wanted to tell the truth, not go into such lurid detail. Bloody hell. That seems a tad excessive. Oh yeah, and there's this stuff. Romantic literature. I can get that in Rack, can't I? Alright, should be easy enough. Even if I can't, I can swing all the way to Khan's Heart if need be. Okay, I need linen, and I need... If Rack was still struggling, I could get it there for torpedo components, but I'd have to buy torpedo components first. But what about Zoop? I know I can get it in Mount Palmerston, but is there any other place I can get it? No, I think that's literally the only place I can get it. Bloody hell. Alright. Time to go then. Is it just me or does it feel like my ship is a bit more sluggish than it used to be? Might just be me. Damn it! I'm at the wrong... Shit. Oh, whatever. I'm gonna have to swing all the way up past London anyways. And I don't much care about the more expensive cost, because money is no object, especially when I need to buy like one. Man, getting out of the Iron Republic is always such a fraught position, because you start out with with a position that sends you directly towards a wall. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Past the Quaker Oats. Alright. Nice. What? Oh yeah, tingle in the spine. Why not go for a stroll? Wander through Mrs. Plenty's Carnival, one of London's chiefest grounds for amusement. Organ grinders churn rusty tunes out of their instruments. Young couples kiss in corners. The sharp driver taps your shoulder. Bloody hell, it's a lot of tabs. Amber Aurora light glints in her goggles. Give me some of them crackers. I'll see you back on board. You find the crackers, head back to your vessel, board, steam skyward. The wilderness blossoms before you. A jerk. You blink. You are in a cramped gondola. Your bag of rubbery lumps has spilled onto the floor. An irritated big wheel operator is prodding you. You've had your turn. Out. Do not fear. All shall be well. And all manner of things shall be well. I don't need to spend time with my family. Sounds terrible, but whatever. Any port reports? I don't know. Do that again. Oh, Mount Pulverton, that's lucky. Alright, grab that. And then grab that. And there we go. Ooh! I had 2. Unfortunately, not enough. Still gonna have to swing my Mount Pulverton. Ugh. Alright. Right. Tell the Devilish it's time to go. The brass embassy has given you the good word. Already packed. Let's go, she says breathily. The Brimstone Invigilators will be here soon. You don't want to meet them. She lists a single man-skin valise. This is all I need. Take me back to London. She knows the uses of fire. She's not cut out for the Z. Take her to London and the brass embassy. Wait, with her gone, couldn't I just go up myself? Because she was the one forgetting me for... whatever. Alright. Alright. Nice. Another bit of strategic information. Less valuable now, since due to me now having... you know. But still. Well, actually, you might not know. If you haven't watched the previous video, I have basically infinite. Yeah, pretty much infinite strategic information. I can infinitely grind it with nothing else except something awaits you, which I can get very quickly. Just me, or does the main gun seem to have higher accuracy? I don't know. Alright. Oh. I guess it was just a regular smuggler then, or pirate, or what have you. Right, because the whole stuff in... Isn't that interesting though? The pirate poet is not out at sea, even though I've returned her to the Gator's Morn. Now why is that, do you think? Well, let's find out, shall we? An unfamiliar face on a familiar woman. Something is wrong. The pirate poet sits at a table in the limpet and stares into nothingness. Her usually stoic features are now a mask of despair. Approach her. It's hard for a clay man to get drunk, but judging from a dozen empty mugs, there's no lack of trying from the pirate poet. Okay, good, the music's over. The tad unfitting. Yes, tragic tales of walls of text. Learn to line break, dumbass! Wow. Honestly, bloody hell. I am available if you need a proofreader. I can work for free. I could probably send you documents full of corrections. What? Anyways. The moment you sit down, two hateful eyes bore into you, only to vanish immediately when she realizes who you are. Sadness takes over once again as she redirects her gaze back to the table. The silence might be some kind of dismissal, but you won't have any of that. Despite the possibility of crossing an invisible line, you carefully lay a hand on her arm to show your support, and the fact, comma for no reason, that you aren't easily to get rid of. It seems to work. Her attention shifts back to you, and you think there is even some kind of gratitude in her expression. They're dead, she says with a small voice. All of them. The king with 100 hearts sent mercenaries after us. Send mercenaries after us. 5 ships. We had no chance. Their cannons blew everything to pieces, and who didn't sink below the waves, or got shot, or stabbed when they used their lifeboats to search for survivors. She empties her current mug and signals for a new one. I managed to grab a nearby buoy before the water could swallow me. I hid myself beneath it while clinging to its bottom. One of the perks of not needing to breathe. This is not very fitting music. There we go. Blessed silence. She cracks a smile, but there is no humor behind it. Claymen can survive quite some time underwater, and so I had hoped that maybe at least some of my men might have been still alive. Her hands tremble slightly. When the ships were finally gone, I tried to reach land as fast as possible to get some help, but a buoy... What can you do with a stupid buoy? She yells and breaks her mug between her fingers. Then her shoulders slump and she sighs. By the time a ship found me, the sea had long since soaked the clay of the others and washed it away. Take her with you. She lost her crew, but yours would surely take her in. Offer her a place on your ship. Everything is better than this crummy pub. And here we go. A clay officer. There is no excitement as she accepts, but considering the circumstances, you don't blame her. I will do my best, she simply says, before both of you leave the limpet. It doesn't matter if with poetry or simpler words, she has many stories to tell. Now this is certainly the first really major gameplay difference from the vanilla, besides the fact that I had to like manually deliver the Fire Poet to Gator's Morn, that I actually get the Fire Poet as an officer. And you know what? I probably would equip her due to irons currently being my lowest stat by far, but that would put me below 170 mirrors, so yeah. Anyways. Alright. Invite her to dine with you. The Pirate Poet doesn't eat, but she likes to drink. She would probably enjoy a good wine. Loss and memories. You spend most of the time listening to stories about the Pirate Poet's crew. You laugh as she retells how the smiling doctor once outdrank the vast gunner in a competition after drinking 2 days straight, and can't help but choke on your drink as she describes the position of the sign mechanic and the cooking deviless when she caught them during a not-so-silent tryst in the caboose. However, you somehow doubt her story about the stern navigator losing his prosthetic leg, which he apparently hid with a set of pretty loose pants, because of a dare from the vast gunner to jump on a behemoth stash. I miss them, the Pirate Poet finally says at one point deep into the night. There aren't many unfinished men out there, and most of them are either unable to survive in the Neath for more than a few days, or unpredictable and dangerous because of missing pieces in their minds. She sighs and suddenly seems very tired. being a clayman is a lonely existence. We are solely created to be slaves for our father, or be sold to increase his wealth. To him we are nothing more than trading goods, and most other people see us only as some kind of speaking rocks. Yeah, I know how that feels. I grow tired of walking the walls. The worst part is that we are content with this. A perfectly working clayman doesn't have wishes, dreams, or hopes. He does what he's asked, and otherwise just stands in a corner, waiting and thinking about ways to improve his work. The others didn't know how it feels being like this. There were always unfinished men. But the truth is, claymen are born as soulless creatures without will. It's nothing short of a wonder that there are claymen who aren't like this, and I even had the luck of having not a single one, but a whole group of them as friends. Now they're gone. The pirate poet might be the only clayman who is free without being unfinished. How did it come to that? Before being a pirate or a poet, she was making massive walls of text completely unbroken. Anyways, the pirate poet hesitates for a while, like she's contemplating if you actually deserve to know about her past. But then she speaks. Like most claymen, I was brought to London to be sold as a servant. A rich lady bought me as a housemaid, and I worked there for many years. It was rather boring, to be honest. Every day was like the one before, but it didn't bother me. I had my function, and nothing else mattered for me. She remains silent for a moment, and her expression gets almost nostalgic. The lady had a son, and she thought it would be good for the family's reputation if he had knowledge about intellectual arts like lyric. Therefore, she spent much of her time reading poetry to him while I was cleaning the rooms. At first, I didn't care about these lessons, but after a while, I started to like listening, and even looked forward to them. For the first time in my existence, I actually had an interest in something, and a wish. The wish to experience more. And I wish that I could be the one who knew just what to say. And I wish that I could be the one who finally showed the way. But I know that there is nothing I could ever say or do, 'cause you're the one. The doctor chose you to be his son. Anyways, I asked my owner if I could look in one of the poetry books from the library. I hadn't even thought about the fact that I couldn't read. Not that it would have mattered to the lady anyway. Why would a rock care about books? She asked, and forbade me to enter the library for something else than my work. But I couldn't obey. I really tried, but the pull of the words was too strong. In the end, I sneaked into the library every night. Snuck, you mean? To secretly learn how to read poetry, and after a while I even started to write my own. From there I evolved. With every day new thoughts, ideas, and feelings were born in me, and finally I developed a personality that was worth being called that. And finally I developed a personality that was worthy to be called that. I was free, at least in my mind, if nothing else. I was thinking about how to progress from there when I was caught during one of my secret reading sessions. Because of my disobedience, the lady immediately thought I was an unfinished woman and ordered her guard to destroy me, but I had the will to let that happen. They underestimated my strength, and I was able to escape. Claymen are efficient workers, which made it easy for me to sign on a ship in the harbor and leave London. The pirate poet shrugs. Well, that's the story of how I came to the sea. The rest you can learn from tales and rumors throughout the Naiath. Recently, she often seems to be lost in thought. Ask her about it. Grieving process. I think you already know what's wrong with me, the poet says with a frustrated huff. To say it bluntly, I'm grieving. Usually writing helps to keep me balanced, but in this case it just isn't enough. And as much as I would want to give myself more time to deal with the situation, I can't. It's already starting to affect my work, and you and I know better than most people that distraction is one of the easiest ways to die at sea. After a short rant, her posture relaxes a little, and when she continues, the angry edge in her voice is gone. I heard that Station 3 sells a tonic that might be the solution for my problem. If we could go there in the near future, I would appreciate it. Well, you're in luck. Don't have much better to do, considering literally the only thing I plan on doing this episode was deal with your issues and also deal with the poor Cornelian stuff. And the poor Cornelian stuff is right about to be done. You need a long box as a payment for the Heart Cease tonic. I'm pretty sure that should be a C. If Heart Cease, if that's even the right name for it. All right. Upgrade my pages a bit if I wanted. I'm gonna need a long box of the damned. No. I know at least one place I could find that. Can I think of any others? Well, I could buy one for captivating treasure in the Iron Republic, but that would require shuffling dealing with the market shuffling and such, and also would cost a captivating treasure. Not as bad a price as it is in IRAM, where it's 3 fucking secrets. 3 fucking secrets. But, yeah. Right. There's one in the Shepherd Isles and Damu Island. The Shepherd Isles one is cheaper. Or cheaper for me at the very least. Damu Island, Shepherd Isles, they're basically the same distance. This one is closer to the Station 3, so which, come to think of it, might be why they sell you can obtain them there. Grab intelligence. Sure, more soulless fruit. You never know when you might need them. Oh. Old acquaintances. You're heading to your cabin as you see the merciless Modiste. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. I really gotta do her storyline at some point. And the pirate poet talking further down the corridor. A confrontation. The clay woman's arms are crossed and an angry scowl mars her face. Obviously you should know if there's a problem between 2 of your officers, which is why you don't enter your room and instead listen in closer to what is said. Overheard. Oh, don't be so gloomy, dear. Such a look is very unbecoming for your pretty face. The Muddy says, smiling. I don't ask for much, just a little time to catch up over tea and a piece of cake. We did this so often in the past. And I'm more than happy to leave it there, the clay woman says, and tries to turn away, only to be stopped by a hand on her shoulder. You can't pretend that we didn't have fun together, sweetie. Now that we both aren't part of the set anymore, why not continue where we left off? The pirate poet scoffs at that. Because I changed and you didn't, she answers, and leaves in the opposite direction. The merciless Modiste turns around and looks directly into your eyes. Stubborn, isn't she? Well, she will come around in the end. She always does, she says, and vanishes in her own cabine. Cabine. A powerful polyvium, a damaged relationship. Interesting. What did the merciless Modiste need again? I forget. That's funny. Pirate poet is slightly more sensitive. Oh! I can actually do that. Good thing I bought extra soup. Unlock this pirate poet for polyvium 0 and no more than 9. Let me just dock so I can... Well... There we go. Well, let's see. Where was it? Which one was it? Ah, yes. No, not that. Here we go. Hunting trophy for a Susan Cooper longbox. He takes your trophy and nods. Wrestled one of these devils once. I'd show you the scar, but decency forbids. And how exactly were you wrestling the devil? Bloody hell. He leads you to a low cliff. Leaning over, you see a grassy stair cut into the rock. It leads to a dripping cave. Against one wall, coffins are arranged in a careful line. Some la-dee-da London family bring their dead here. Sail up in a black ship, they do. Help yourself to the oldest one. They won't notice. And then... Although, that raises the question of why do I need to be why do I need to keep paying him to show me there every time I want to get a long box, when surely I'd just be able to remember the way there. I don't know, maybe I'm paying a different person to show me to a different place. There must be a lot of secret graveyards in place. I mean, there must be more secret graveyards than there are people here. Or there would be if there must be. Oh, not counting all the captains that show us there. Alrighty then. Invite the Modiste to dinner. I assume I'm pronouncing that right. I assume it isn't just modest or modiste or modeste. That would just be silly. Her dresses were the talk of London society before the scandal. Her tastes are no less refined for her exile. Oh. Nostalgia for darker days. My captain, I hope I have not been forgotten. I had a most delightful little boutique, not too far from the bazaar. Many surface commissions, naturally. Once one has sampled the cloths from behind mirrors, it is quite obscene to return to the mundanity of cotton and silk. Velvet, of course, is another matter entirely. Such a fabric. Indeed. Although, of course, on the surface, such fabrics from behind mirrors need to be carefully preserved. For much the same reason that, say, Untersee captains need to be carefully preserved on the surface. The Modiste cuts a slice of fruit tart, licks the side of her knife. Oh, to show you my finest creation. I would dress you in razors and arsenic and the dream dyes of parabola. Forbidden. When my friends and I first sail as the set, we knew no such creative cowardice. Blood and ink, my captain. Blood and ink. Great art has always demanded great suffering. We simply recognize that its obligation does not necessarily have to weigh upon the artist. Fair enough, I suppose. Well then. Check in on the merciless Modiste. She has wasted little time converting her cabin into a surprisingly well-equipped workshop. The cutting edge of fashion. Literally. Well, more or less. A sweating crewman stands exhausted, his arms out and wrapped in flowing parabola linen. The Modiste fusses over a stretch of exquisite lace, fixing it in place with a hooked pin thrust through a pinch of convenient flesh. Oh, do stop mewling. If you want something worth sobbing about, you need only ask. She glances over her shoulder, smiling warmly. Ah, Captain. Do you perhaps know if the current style in London is still to the floor, or if one might finally show a knee in polite company? No, no matter. First we will shock, then we shall inspire. Alrighty then. What about her time with the set? It is a scandal she speaks of with deep fondness. Underwater renegade. Of course you have heard of us, my captain. We are art's last bastion against the cowardly and the mundane. We sail irrepressible beneath the waves, free of censors and censure. The muses our compass and guide. Well, when time and tides permit, of course. It has been too long since our last salon, and the unpleasantness. The Modiste adjusts the bodice she is sewing. pins it in place. Ah, but the wonders we once crafted in the waxlight. The perfidious composer. Every betrayal a new operetta. The ender of critics, knives blunt as their wits. The silent sculptress, so unjustly exiled when the truth emerged about her torments of clay and bone. Such fine teas she served. Then, yes, there was the pianist, and our dear, dear poet too, but her finger slips, a drop of blood flowering on white lace. Blast it, she mutters. Not even this year's red. Indeed. Did you know this character is actually based off of a actual player of Fallen London? Oh yes, that player was a real a real legend back during the days of Knife and Candle. Ah, better days. You know she was the only known person to actually beat Mr. Irons himself at Knife and Candle. He was just like he's the one that started the game. Well, he's the one that started in London. I'm not certain who exactly invented the game. It might have been him. It might have been someone else. I don't know. But he started it in London, and he was designed to be some like ridiculously overpowered character that just designed as a sort of Easter egg for people that thought, hey, why don't I go after Mr. Irons himself? Because like a lot of the Masters of the Bazaar have their own character profiles in the game, like players do. Even Mr. Eaton himself, although not Mr. Candles. But yeah, so they decided like, oh, why don't we get Mr. Irons have like stupidly overpowered stats, just in case someone thinks like, I'll try and go after him for a lark. So yeah, the one who the Merciless Madis was based off of, who I dash it all. I can't remember the person's name again. Was wound up managing to beat him somehow. Or what a girl. I don't know. No, what a guy, because there are no girls on the internet. Alright. Now we got this little thing. Can get a boost to our stats. Let's see. I don't have a comatose ferret or royal blue feathers. Let's see. I could use a boost to my irons, honestly. Stygian ivory and sapphires. I definitely have sapphires back at London. Could pick them up. Stygian ivory, I don't know. Yes, okay. Should be easy enough. But first, Station 3. Why do I always seem to wind up approaching it on the side of the damn dock itself? Whatever. Not a typical pharmacy, but what you need isn't a typical medicine either. Buying medicine. I will try to make it fast, the pirate poet says, before she lifts the heavy long box with one arm on her shoulder and walks toward the buildings of Station 3. Just back up the save, just in case I accidentally screw up everything somehow. Fast return. Half an hour later, the pirate poet returns with a significantly smaller box in her hand. I have what I came for. Let's go. Just like that. Okay then. What now? Invite her to dine with you. Ask her if she's satisfied with the tonic. You will never be satisfied. She's not satisfied, certainly not satisfied enough to create some damn line breaks for once. Bloody hell, the earlier parts weren't so bad. This is ridiculous. Self-prescription. The pirate poet definitively seems happier. Well, as far as you can tell from her usual stoic expression. Yes, this Heartsease tonic is really something. Really something misspelled. It hardens around the thing you want to get rid off, and locks it up. I still think about my crew often and about the things we did together. But where I used to feel sadness about their loss, I now feel nothing. It's like an empty space with no sorrow or bitterness. It doesn't seem like a good idea, frankly. I can simply enjoy my memories without the distracting pain creeping in the background of my consciousness. She wears a small smile, but eventually seriousness takes over. Nevertheless, this isn't the end. Some deaths deserve being mourned, and I don't want to betray my men by taking that away from them. I want to honor them, but I need help to do so. The pirate poet lowers her voice, almost like she's afraid someone else might be listening. Like I said, the tonic creates some kind of ball in my intestines, and now I need someone to get it out of there. There's only one person I know who is able to perform such an operation on a clayman. The silent sculptress. The problem is that she won't want to help me, but there might be a way to change her mind. In Adam's Way, they sell a special kind of clay from the mountainside of the goddess Stone. That would be enough to pay the silent sculptress, but such rarity has its price. You need a shrine to stone to buy the divine clay. Oh, that's easy enough. Alright. Nice about her relationship with the silent sculptress. How does the pirate poet know her? The Set. She and I were part of the Set, an exclusive group of prosecuted artists. Back then it seemed to be the perfect place for a renegade clay woman who found her freedom through poetry. The pirate poet sighs heavily. It turned out I was greatly mistaken. There's a reason why the members of the Set need to hide. The things they do for their art are terrible and disgusting. She doesn't continue and glares at you when your inquiring gaze doesn't falter. Look, I don't want to talk about it. The moment I realized what they did, I left. In their eyes, it was the greatest betrayal possible. And if I would give them the opportunity, they would cut my heart out without a doubt. So for that to not to happen, we need the divine clay from Adam's Way. And that rhymes. Alright, well, I'm gonna be going that way anyways. That way. Adam's Way. Well, do I have the secrets necessary? How many secrets do I have? Hang on. You. 9. Yeah. Should be fine. It'll be a shame to... Oh, whatever. Now. Swing by London to pick up the stuff. Not the stuff from that one old movie. What was it called? Was it literally just called The Stuff? I forget. I know The Stuff was called The Stuff, but what about the movie? Yeah, it was just called The Stuff. I guess they were following on the naming scheme of The Thing. But The Thing was a much better movie. That looked very unnatural, but alright. So, The Stuff was a really weird movie. Kind of interesting, but kind of spoiled by the fact that the whole premise of it was very much an idiot plot. I mean, seriously, who in the... Like, literally who, when seeing some weird white stuff bubbling up from the ground... Their immediate, for who is their immediate reaction being, fucking, pick it up with your finger and taste it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Alright, Shrine to Stone. You know the hymns, the prayers, the traditions. Perhaps you believe, perhaps you don't. But it'll comfort the sailors. I don't believe. I know that stone exists. But at God, I don't know about that. A glittering shrine. You labor on the shrine for a night and a day, and a night, following the prescribed patterns with care. Stone likes beautiful things. Stone likes light. So the stories go. Of course, Stone, if she even exists, is a shining mountain 1,000 miles to the south. But your shrine is pretty. Yep. Ah, yes, I got a shrine to stone. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Now. Huh. Could have sworn there was some way of something you could do with that would allow you to gain Stone's attention. Peculiar. Yeah. Now see, I managed to cut out that thing, which made it so that you can only have one at a time. What was I? Oh, right. How much did I need again? Right, 3 and 2. So I'll just grab, how much do I have? 8? 7 of that. Whatever. Alright. Cushions and protective armor. Ah, challenge. I shall rise to it at once. Well, I kind of lost her accent there for a bit. Style over substance. The modiste closets herself away with the quartermaster and a few unlucky volunteers, experimenting until the ship's doctor threatens to leave in a lifeboat. What she presents may not be the most protective armor around, but it makes up for it in comfort and decoration. A handful of lingering bloodstains do not hurt its intimidation factor. Oh, I also need parable linen. Right, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, fortunately, I'm at London. Okay. You know what, a couple more for good measure, just in case. Alright, and another. There we go, +2 to iron. Let's see. Check in on the modiste. She has been in a foul mood since she finished her last commission. Creative indifferences. Dresses hang in ribbons on makeshift dummies. Rags lie at the modiste's feet. No, this will not do, she hisses, slicing her latest creation. Mundane, uninspired, unfit even for dusters. She pauses, sensing your presence. In an instant, her smile is back on. She tucks a loose strand of hair back into position. Ah, Captain. A pleasure as always. I fear you find me in something of a creative temper. Would you perhaps indulge my little hobby? I have long fancied a little polydream. Yeah, I think that glitched there. In my designs. Immortal fashion. Ha. Alright. Polydream, huh? Well, I guess I'll swing by there at some point, but first. Oh, wait. How much do I... How much, I forget how much of the, linen I needed. Was it 3 or 5? Eh, whatever, I'll get 5. If it was 3, well, I just got a couple spare then. Alright. Okay, it was 5. Thank goodness I got that. Recruit her to the 7. Will she assume her husband's role as the Cabal's financier? Perhaps a donation to her charitable work would steer the conversation where you needed to go. She is preparing a dispatch of comforts for the patient inmates of the Animescence Hotel in Adams Way. The poor things. Their souls baking, their bodies fevered. Indeed, the world is unjust. If only it were possible to do more, you intimate. Charity, after all, can only mitigate the symptoms of tragedy, not prevent it. The philanthropist peers at you. What are you getting at? You allow her to coax it from you with the application of sherry. Though she knew the rough shape of her husband's former endeavor, this is the first time she has heard the full story. Now it's all she has left of him. She is hungry for it. She leans forward. Cheeks flushed, eyes dark. You debate and quarrel and conspire all through the night. As the servants are beginning to rouse, she shakes your hand with a fierce grip. I'll join your 7. You've my support, and more practically, my pockets. The sherry is gone, alas, but she raises an empty glass. Here's to bloodying death's nose. Aye, I'll drink to that. That's the 4th of the 7. I don't actually know her name. Financier, where? The Fierce Philanthropist. Oh. I guess she doesn't have a name. Damn it. Alright. Damn it, I forgot to get the romantic literature from Rack. Ah. Okay. Easily done. I think. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Alright. Here we go. Romantic literature. And go to Port while I'm here, and of course visit him. Never gonna pass up strategic information and a little bit of terror loss. Not to mention it's the only thing you can spend something awaits you on here, I think. Right? Here we go. Your pornography. The governor relies on a cadre of docile native tigers to act as intermediaries for their fellows. One of them has a weakness for pot boilers. That's a new one. Pot boilers, I've never heard them refer to that before. Knowing your audience, the tiger favors plummy heroines, stiff-mustached heroes, and the convoluted social obstacles that keep them apart. Will their yearning passions ever be consummated? You give him a copy of The Footman's Ghost. Its pages practically quiver with repression. The tiger purrs. Ooh. Ah, of course I would get the 2 that increase network substantially, though not past 7, when I'm already right before 7. Oh, whatever. Now I wish I had gotten 2 already there. Damn it. Damn it all. Okay. Whatever. At least it's something that I can actually easily obtain. Alright. Grab more strategic information. Why not? Certainly not unprofitable to keep going here. There we go. Yeah. I was considering buying another thing of romantic literature just in case. Actually, I probably should have done that because I can sell them for a very slight profit, even if over at the Port Carnelian 7. Now, to decide Port Carnelian's fate. At last. Your network reaches into every office, every parlor. Now, secure British sovereignty in the colony. Drive out the Khan's agents, and arrange to secure the colony's British allegiance. A hidden beast. You strike at midnight. A dozen spies, attachés, and merchants who have sold their loyalties to the Khan meet quiet, but definite ends. Over the next week, the Khanate ships that prowl the coast disappear. There is some speculation about this in the letters page of the Carnelian Clarion. No one guesses the truth. Beneath the waves, in the gulping Pelagian depths, slides the irrepressible, the Admiralty's vehemently denied experimental submarine. Let the Khan keep sending his ships. They'll never see what kills them. Glorious. Even the game agrees. And now a mountain sherd. This was struck from the side of the Mountain of Light, who is the god called Stone. It is holy, treat it accordingly. Oh yeah. Star Wars, baby. Let's see, the governor is always pleased to see you, and his cook makes admirable scones. A friend in a high place. Since the colony's change of fortunes, the governor has swapped his unassuming bowler hat for a towering stovepipe. He laughs often. His watch chain is gold, not silver. He gives a full account of recent events. A tap of his nose or a wriggle of his eyebrows alerts you to those matters he cannot discuss more explicitly. Ha. Nice. Alright. And now that I've got no other use for the network, I might as well tap it for intelligence. Your late agent considered this information worth dying for. You blot her blood from the page and apply an old Assyrian cipher. She was not wrong. Ha. Indeed. Wow. Yeah, I really wish I had got that damn extra thing of writing literature. Bloody hell, they really like their literature around here. If you can call it literature. Which I guess you can, considering that's literally what it's called. Alright. So. Now, next up, we swing by Adam's Way to deal with this up with the Pirate Poet, and then probably Polydream, and then whatever Pirate Poet wherever the Sculptress is. But we'll be doing all that next time. Recording for almost an hour. We've had a productive day, even if very little of it actually had anything to do with the title of this video. Well, you know, titles always lie. So do I. But, yeah, it's a whole theme, you know, I can't deviate from it. It's eye-catching and all that. And it's, well, thematic. But, without any further ado, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. So long, suckers.